It's strange how something can sit with you, even when it doesn't belong to your life. There's no direct impact and there's no immediate consequence, and still, it takes up space. You move through your day, you handle what's yours to handle, and somewhere underneath all of that, there's this pull on your attention. It's not strong enough to stop you and not clear enough to point to, but it is consistent. And over time, it starts to shift something, not in what you're doing, but in where your energy is going. Because little by little, without really noticing it, more of your attention starts moving outward toward things you're seeing and toward things you're thinking about, things that you're trying to make sense of. And at first, that feels like awareness, like you're paying attention. But at some point, it stops feeling neutral and it starts to feel like something you're holding on to. And not in a way that's actually helping anything, just in a way that stays with you. And I think that's what I've been noticing more than anything lately is not just the feeling itself, but what it's doing with my attention, where it's pulling it, and where it's keeping it, and how much of that energy is actually going somewhere that I can't do anything with. And that's what I keep coming back to. Because if that's where all of that energy is going, then where isn't it going? Hello. Welcome back to Amy's View Unscripted. I'm Amy, and this is Life in Motion, where we grow with intention, connect with purpose, and rise to meet our potential, moving the world forward by becoming who we're meant to be. So I've been sitting with this, the thought of energy, that is. Not just the feeling, but where it's actually going. Because it's one thing to notice that your attention is being pulled, and it's another to actually stop and look at what's happening to it after that. Where it ends up, and what it turns into, and whether it's actually doing anything, or if it's just staying there. And I don't think I was asking that before. I think I was just letting it go wherever it wanted to go. Following it outward, letting it sit there, and not really questioning it. Over time, that starts to add up in a way that you don't immediately notice. Because nothing really looks different. You're still moving through your day, still doing what you need to do, and still showing up where you're supposed to show up. But something is still being taken from you. Your focus, your energy, your presence. And it's subtle enough that you don't really catch it right away either. Because it doesn't feel like you're losing something, it just feels like something is being used up. And the more I've been paying attention to that, the more I've started to realize that I don't think it's just that things feel heavy. I think it's that a lot of energy is going somewhere, but not actually landing anywhere. Like it's being spent, but not placed. And there is a difference between those two things. Because when something is placed, it reaches something. It has direction and it has impact. But when it's just being spent, like kind of just disappears. And you're left feeling it without anything to point to. And the more I sat with that, the more it started to feel off. Because if something is taking that much of your attention and that much of your mental space, you'd expect it to lead somewhere, to do something. But a lot of the time, it doesn't. It just keeps you there. And meanwhile, everything that's actually within reach is still right in front of you. It's still there. It's still something you can actually engage with. And that's when it really started to click. Not all at once, but slowly. In the way certain moments started to stand out more. The way a small interaction could actually shift something. The way tone changes things. The way just being present does something very real. And it made me realize how easy it is to overlook that. Because these things don't feel big, but they do land. And that stays with people. And that's what brought me back to this idea that I think we've been putting a lot of energy into places where it can't actually land. And that doesn't make anything unimportant. It just means that's not where we have control. And if all of our energy goes there, we end up drained in places where we actually could have made a difference. That's where it starts to shift for me. Because if that's not where my energy can actually land, then it has to go somewhere else. And the more that I've paid attention to that, the more I've started noticing what's actually right in front of me. Just in these small moments that would be really easy to miss if you're not looking for them. The way someone speaks when they're tired, or the way a conversation can either open up or close off, depending on how you meet it. Even something as simple as how you respond to someone, whether you add to what they're carrying or ease it, even just a little. And those moments don't feel like much when they're happening because they pass quickly. Most of the time, you don't even think twice about them, but they land. They stay with people in ways we don't always get to see. And maybe that's the part that gets underestimated because these things don't feel big. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything on a larger scale, but it's real. The way you choose to meet someone, the tone you bring into a moment, the decision to be patient when it would be easier not to. That does something. It changes the direction of that interaction. And it changes what that person carries with them afterward. And sometimes it changes what they pass on to someone else. And that kind of impact doesn't just stop there. It moves. Not loudly, not all at once, but in subtle human ways that actually reach people where they are. And the more I've sat with that, the more it started to feel like that's a much better place to put my energy. Not because it fixes everything, that's way too much pressure, but because it reaches someone. Because it's something I can actually do in real time. with the people who are right in front of me. And maybe that doesn't feel like enough when you zoom all the way out, but when you bring it back down to a human level, it's not small. It's not insignificant. It's something real. And right now, that feels like a better place to start. Part of what I keep coming back to is that not everything that reaches you is meant to stay with you. And that can be hard to sit with because it can feel like letting something go means you're turning away from it. Like you're choosing not to care. But that is not what this is. This is about understanding where your presence actually matters, where it actually lands. Because there are people, real people, moving through their lives, carrying things we can't see. And the way they're met matters more than we give it credit for. The way you choose to speak to someone when they're already carrying something. The way you choose patience when it would be easier not to. The way you make space for someone to feel seen, even for a moment. Those things don't disappear. They stay. They move with people, sometimes longer than anything else. And I think that's easy to forget because it doesn't feel like a defining moment when it's happening. It just feels like life. Something small, something passing, but it lands. And the more I let that land with me, the more it started to shift how I move through those moments. Paying a little more attention to what's actually in front of me, to how I'm showing up inside of it. Because those moments, they're already there. We're already a part of them every single day. So if things have been feeling heavy lately, maybe it's not just about trying to carry less all at once. Maybe it's also about bringing your focus back a little closer. Back to what you can actually reach. Back to the people in front of you. Because that's not small. Even if it feels like it sometimes. And if this is something you've been feeling too, just know you're not alone in it. I think a lot of people are sitting with this, trying to make sense of where their energy is going and what to actually do with it. And maybe there isn't a perfect answer. Maybe it really is just this. Coming back to what's in front of you and choosing moment by moment how you want to show up inside of it. If that's something you've been noticing in your own life, I'd really love to hear what that's been like for you. So tell me in the comments. And if you want to keep having conversations like this, just grounded, honest conversations about how we move through things, I'd love if you would like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't have to wonder when we're having our next conversation. But I'm really glad you're here. And I'll see you in the next one. Go be bright.